Hey friends, welcome back to a brand new video, all about the mysterious and highly anticipated Garten of Banban 8. Today we will discover big news about the new chapter. As we saw, the Euphoric brothers posted a brand new official image on their social media. At first glance, it looked like a simple graphic showing the languages available in the game. But those of you who've been following the channel know, we always look deeper. In the previous video, we analyzed it quickly, but today we're going full investigation mode. Because if you take a closer look at that image, there's a creepy little detail hidden inside, a strange shadow in the wall, a shadow that totally looks like a claw. And here's the real big news of the day, a brand new official character is coming. Anyway, we already saw a first preview of this character a few months ago. Who is this new creature? What's their role? Could it be a new enemy? Or is it somehow connected to someone we already know? In today's video, we're going to try to answer all these questions by breaking down the image, digging into theories, and connecting the dots with all the clues we've seen so far. But before we jump in, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you don't want to miss any updates on Chapter 8, smash that notification bell too. So let's start with the analysis and theories. Alright, now let's take a close look at the official image the Euphoric brothers shared just a few hours ago. Look carefully at the background right in the left part on the wall. Did you spot it too? There's a shadow, a very strange and unique shadow that doesn't seem random at all. We can clearly see that it's shaped like a claw or pincer, curved and sharp, very similar to a crab claw, but not everyone agrees. In fact, some people believe it might actually be Banban's head, and this is where things get interesting. Now I will explain why this can't be the shadow of Banban's head. First of all, the shape. If you look closely, the shadow narrows at the bottom. But we all know that Banban's head is wider, especially at the bottom, so it doesn't narrow at all. That alone pretty much destroys the Banban theory. Second detail, the horns. Yes, there are two protrusions in the shadow, but take a good look. One is clearly larger than the other. If it really was Banban, we should see two identical symmetrical horns just like in every official artwork. Instead, this shadow shows a clear asymmetry, which is super common in crab claws or natural claws in general. So when we put all of this together, it's pretty clear that this is not just any random shadow, and it is definitely not Banban. We're most likely looking at a brand new character, a creepy creature we might face in Chapter 8, and it could have a massive claw as its main weapon. But now let's connect this shadow with another picture. But be careful, because what we just saw is not an isolated case. In fact, if we go back in time, specifically to the end of May, the Euphoric brothers had already released a second teaser image. Do you remember what we discovered in that video? By increasing the brightness of that image, we found a hidden hand, a barely visible figure, kind of blurry, but even back then it made us think this hand really looks like a crab claw. Back then though, it was still just a theory. The shape was vague, not clear at all, so we couldn't be sure. But now the situation has changed. Because thanks to the new image posted just a few hours ago, we now have official confirmation. By comparing the two shapes, the shadow in the new image and the hand in the old teaser, we can say with absolute certainty that they're the same shape, same proportions, same curve, same claw-like structure, and most importantly, same crab claw style. So this means just one thing. That hand we spotted months ago, hidden in plain sight, was actually a real teaser of the new character, a character that we now know exists and who will very likely play a major role in Chapter 8. Currently we don't know the role of this character, but I think that this will be very important in the lore of the game. But one thing is certain, the crab claw is real, and it's coming. Now let's move on to a more theoretical part, but also a very interesting one. Because if we take a close look at the shadow in the new image, there's something that immediately stands out. That claw doesn't look small at all. In fact, it has a massive, thick and well-defined structure. And this brings us to a really fascinating theory. What if this new character doesn't just have a claw, but is also huge? Think about it for a moment. The proportion of the shadow compared to the environment suggests that this crab-like claw is really big. It's not the classic tiny arm of a small creature, it's something massive, powerful and threatening. And it doesn't stop there. Let's go back for a moment to the second teaser image, the one posted back in May. If you remember, that claw also appeared in perspective, visually dominating the rest of the environment, as if it were emerging from the darkness with force, ready to grab something or someone. By putting these two clues together, we can theorize with some confidence that this new character will be very large in size, maybe even one of the biggest we've ever seen in the entire series. And that, my friends, is not a small detail. Because as we already know with Garten of Banban 8, the Euphoric brothers have announced a major tonal shift. the game will become more horror-themed, darker and more disturbing. And what's more terrifying, more anxiety-inducing than a gigantic creature moving through the shadows with giant claws scraping the walls and corridors as we try to survive? A huge enemy changes the rules of the game. It doesn't hide, it crushes, it hunts, it chases, and that's exactly what makes this even more interesting. We're about to enter a new era of Garten of Banban, a new era more horror and scary and a lot of improvements. But now get ready, because we're entering the territory of the most intriguing theories. So far we've talked about the crab-like claw hand, but now I want to point out a connection that could be very interesting. Do you remember the 4th teaser trailer? In that teaser trailer we saw an important short scene. A green hand with 4 fingers suddenly appears and grabs the Banban plushie. It's a very quick scene, but it definitely left everyone shocked. Now, take a look at the second teaser image. We also see the Banban plushie there. And in the shadows, we can spot a claw-shaped hand. And now we know that the claw hand has been confirmed. Coincidence? Maybe not, because now we have 2 different hands, 2 different scenes. But in both cases, the Banban plushie is there. So what does this mean? Well, we can start theorizing that these 2 hands belong to different characters, but they're somehow connected. Maybe they're part of the same group or the same family. One with a giant claw, the other with a green 4-fingered hand, but both drawn to Banban plushie in some mysterious way. Maybe they're searching for Banban. Surely they know Banban. Or maybe they're attracted to him for reasons we don't know yet. Unfortunately, we haven't seen their faces or their bodies. Only their hands. But as always in Garten of Banban, every shadow, every hidden detail is part of the puzzle. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because this theory might take us much farther than we think. Now let's quickly summarize everything we saw in the video. In this video, we analyzed a new image published by the Euphoric brothers regarding Garten of Banban 8. The image, which officially shows the languages available in the game, actually hides a very important detail, a shadow on the wall that strongly resembles a crab claw. We explained why this shadow cannot belong to Banban. The shape narrows toward the bottom while Banban's head does not, and the 2 horns in the shadow are different in size, unlike Banban's symmetrical horns. All of these elements lead us to believe that this is a new creature with a large claw. Next, we connected this image to the second teaser image published at the end of May. In that image, by increasing the brightness, we had already noticed a hidden hand shaped like a claw. Back then, it was just a theory, but now, with the new image, we have confirmation. The shape is the same, it's clearly a crab claw. We then theorized that the new character might be very large, based on the proportions of the hand in both the new image and the teaser. This ties in perfectly with the series' new, more horror-oriented direction, because a giant character is way more terrifying and creepy. Finally, we made a comparison between the crab claw hand and the green hand with 4 fingers seen in the 4th teaser trailer, which grabs the Banban plushie. In the new image with the claw, the Banban plushie is also present, so both hands appear in the presence of the Banban plushie, suggesting that they might be connected. Maybe they are 2 separate characters who are somehow linked, or even 2 parts of the same mysterious creature. For now, we can only theorize, but the details seem to point towards something big coming in Chapter 8. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.